honor and obey, until death do you part.
I do. Oh!
Shall I telephone for the ambulance?
No. The undertaker. She's dead.
Mysterious murder strikes at the altar, and the maniac monster creeps from his domicile of death to claim the lifeless form of his latest bride. Police baffled, a public in terror, but nothing can stop this fiend on his hideous trail except a girl reporter who wages a brave, foolhardy fight against the blackest art this side of the grave.
Why have you a mausoleum in the basement? All those dead girls and that horrible dead creature.
My dear, you must have had a bad dream.
Now look, Professor, this was no dream. You wanted to see me, Reverend?
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Wednesday Night Scream Stream minisode. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined, as always, by my very good friend, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. We're happy to finally have audio. Hello, Brody Vandal over in the YouTube chat. Welcome. I hope you're doing well on this Wednesday. And yes, I agree with your sentiments. Yay, audio.
Yay.
I swear I have been, I need to just stop touching buttons. I just need to stop messing with things because inevitably somewhere down the line, something gets futzed up and then I'm screwing you guys out of being able to hear stuff. So
this show is a delicate house of cards.
Really, it always has been. And I mean, we could always point back to the Caligari curse. I mean, we could say that maybe there's still, that the curse just every time that we think that it's finally maybe we've righted we've performed the right kind of ritual to dispel the curse, we find that it rears its ugly head once again. So
it never goes away.
It never goes away.
But welcome to our cursed stream.
Welcome to our cursed stream. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this Wednesday evening, hump day, middle of the week. I hope everybody's making it through okay. I hope it hasn't been too rough for anybody out there. It's, February is the shortest month, so it's kind of like you're gonna blink and then it's gonna be. I mean, this is the end of season 8. We're gonna basically have 2 weeks off, and then March we'll be back with our new season. So I mean, we're gonna blink and we'll be back.
We're gonna blink and it's gonna be Valentine's Day.
Oh my! Well, I wasn't even gonna mention it. I wasn't even gonna dignify that commercialized holiday with recognition.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I know Evan
not observing.
Evan,
guess.
yeah, no, Evan the married man obligated to appeal to all of our married and shipped viewers out there. I'm with all of our single peeps out there. We're all on the same boat together.
This
Lonely Hearts Club.
Lonely Hearts.
Yeah. We're the Lonely Hearts Club. We're doing our own thing this Valentine's Day. We're gonna watch old horror movies. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
That's more than likely. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. I mean,
Who needs flowers and chocolate?
it's a good present. It's free, just gift a public domain horror movie. You really want to show that special someone that you appreciate them. Do it with a public domain horror movie. I don't know how you would do that, but maybe there's some enterprising viewers out there that get creative.
Yep, there you go. If you're still searching for a Valentine's Day gift, public domain is free. Just light a candle, put on an old movie.
I mean, hey, maybe she's a big Mickey Mouse fan. You could just play Steamboat Willie on a loop, as we've discussed, is, more than legal nowadays. So, she's into that kind of thing. She or he, whoever your special someone is. Yeah, and maybe, maybe you just want to get really slutty with it, and you want to, make your own, like, sexy Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse, like, costume, something like that, and just, could be some potential there. You may have a good night.
This is the year. I mean, it isn't his costumes already, like, he's just wearing pants, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know, the gloves. I mean, you can kind of get a little,
Okay.
I don't know. There's debate about when the gloves came into play with public domain Mickey Mouse. I can't remember if Steamboat Willie, he had them or not, but.
Right. Well, some people are probably into that, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Hey, whatever floats your boat. It's Valentine's Day. You do you. Whether you're, setting up that romantic dinner or you're, just Netflix and chilling, make it stream and chilling. Watch some good old public domain horror. Never fails to set the mood. I mean, come on. Never fails.
How romantic.
Well, I hope everybody's doing good this week, and we're like we said, we're wrapping up season 8, and so tonight is a very special night because we are watching the final 2 chapters of the 12-chapter cliffhanger serial that we've been enjoying this season, and that is The Whispering Shadow with Bela Lugosi. And it's been... This is it. We are finally here. This is the big moment that you've all been waiting for. I know everybody's been kind of, anxious and anticipation for the big reveal that we have on hand tonight.
For months now.
Months. It really has been months. We started this season back in November. And so, I mean, you think about all the holidays and everything else that we've had between now and then, and we've left you hanging week in, week out. This show has kept you on your toes. Who could the Whispering Shadow be? And
it's kept me up at night. I'm excited that we're finally here. We're finally gonna take the shadow off.
Evan has been heavily invested in the outcome of the serial this season, because you've basically gone back and rewatched pretty much every chapter, right?
Yeah, my cork board with all the red yarn is just right off camera here.
Yeah, if you could only see just how much legwork Evan has put into trying to crack this case. And I mean, again, as we pointed out last week, this is a Twin Peaks Who Killed Laura Palmer level mystery that we are finally getting an answer to. So this is like a monumental night in Scream Stream show history. Like, I don't think that I can really even put this in the proper context of how monumental this moment is. I mean, Evan, you think Evan sounds excited now. You should have heard him before we got on the show. I mean, he's really been, dying for this moment. And so we've got it tonight. And again, it's not just with one chapter. We're doubling up tonight. We saved the best for last by going with these last 2 in one. So double your money tonight, double your entertainment, hopefully. Hopefully double your satisfaction when you finally get to the final minutes of the last chapter and we discover who the Whispering Shadow is. Yeah, Brody Vandal,
Maybe double the shadow.
Double it could be. Maybe it's more than one person. It could be more than one shadow. That's actually an interesting proposition, Evan, that you bring up now in the very last episode. We finally have hit on that theory. So that's
covering our bases here.
Yeah, we really have to. I mean, there you have to. The fans beg for it. They want to know. They want all the ins and outs kind of covered. And yeah, Brody Vandal, I think Who Shot JR is an equivalent TV mystery moment that, you know, this ranks up there with. We want an answer to a big mystery, and we're getting it tonight. And it's, you know, yeah, it's so funny the way that you have these like hyped moments in television history, and the best are the answer to a mystery. You know, everybody wants to know who did this thing, who done it. I mean, that's the age-old question, isn't it? I mean, how many times have we asked that question on this show? I can't even tell you. I mean, again, every Wednesday we've asked this question. So pretty satisfying to finally be at this moment. And of course, we've had a whole slew of suspects over the last 12 weeks, and some we've been able to rule out. Some have been kind of left more up in the air at this point. You know,
I think we've got some finalists in this contest.
We do have some finalists. We, of course, as loyal viewers, we will know, we had a poll up on our YouTube community page, and of course the question is, who is the Whispering Shadow? And I mean, I could go ahead and go into the poll results now. I could wait until before the second chapter. What do you think, Evan? Should I go ahead and read those out?
Yeah, let's break this open.
Okay.
What does the community think?
So on our YouTube poll, we got 17 votes total, I believe. Let me pull this up, make sure I'm reading all this right. So, and let me refresh it just so, just in case anybody voted. Last minute votes. If you haven't voted yet, go vote now. Now is your chance. This is your last chance because I'm going to read them right now. Starts changing as I am reading them off. 17, no 18, no. But we had 17 votes total, and far and away. Well, there wasn't as far and away one winner as you would expect. It seemed like it was heading in that direction, but I don't know. We've had some.
We're a little split.
So, who do you? Well, and I'll go ahead and tell you our 4 suspects that we had. So we had, of course, Professor Strang, played by Bela Lugosi. We had Alexis Steinbeck, who is the, like, I don't even know what his job is. He works for the transportation company.
It's radio. His job is radio.
That's actually, exactly what his job is. Then we've had the president of the moving or transit company or whatever they are, President Bradley. And then the final suspect we had listed on our poll was Detective Robert Raymond. And so, we had I could only include 4 options. So as much as I told Evan, as much as I would have loved to include Sparks, I didn't. But
you're going to have egg on your face when it Sparks.
I know. I'm really going to feel like an idiot if I didn't even have the actual perpetrator in my poll. I'm going to be kind of disappointed. But those were the 4 that we had. And I said, if you have an alternate suspect, sound off in the comments. Nobody did, but we ended up getting 17 votes. So no write-ins. I was hoping for some write-ins, but we did not. Sparks, unfortunately, did not get written in. Have any others? So who do you think of those 4, Evan, was our top polling candidate to be the Whispering Shadow?
Well, I I'll say who I think it probably will be, even though it's maybe not who I hope it will be.
Let's hear it.
I think it's probably gonna be Steinbeck, although I would like it to maybe be the president. I think that would be more interesting, and I would love it if it was the detective. That would be crazy, but I know they're not going to do it.
They're not. It would be out of left field. It'd probably be a little divisive. Some people would love it, some people would hate it. They're going to probably play it a little more safe than that, I would imagine. But it's funny that that's your stance on it, because that kind of seems to be the stance of most of the respondents to the poll. So of course the winner was Steinbeck with 41% of the vote, which I think is around 7 votes, maybe something like that. I tried to do the math earlier, and as loyal viewers of the show will know, I am terrible at math, so it's a guess.
Well, it's not mastering.
Yeah, well, it's just way above my skill level. Let's just say that. But it's funny, that's who you think it's going to be. That's who most of the audience thinks it's going to be. And, like you said, it would be really nice if it was President Bradley, but it probably won't be, right? That's what most of the respondents of the poll thought, because President Bradley came in last at 6%, which I think is 1 vote. And then we had...
It wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Yeah, I recused myself from voting.
I thought about voting, but I was like, yeah, it wouldn't be. I don't need to go inflating the numbers. But,
yeah, I would.
But I mean, I was pretty sure it was Bradley until until last week or the week before that. Something happened with him that made me think, oh, maybe it can't be Bradley. But
well, last week he was like bound and gagged and
that's
stuffed
what
in
it
the
was.
Closet, and then the shadow appeared.
To me made it less likely that he was the Whispering Shadow, but still don't want to rule him out. But seems like most of the poll respondents did.
He could have. Maybe he's got a secret machine in that closet. Who knows?
Who knows? It is it's that he's been going back and forth playing with that machine. We don't know what he's up to. We really don't know what Strang is up to with his machine either. But
yeah,
Strang came in second in our poll, which I believe with 6 votes, which I was kind of surprised about, because I have said on multiple occasions that I believe, pretty sure that it's not gonna be Strang, that Lugosi does what Lugosi did many times, which is play a red herring. So I don't know, maybe it will end up being Lugosi. Maybe I was wrong the whole time. We'll see.
We'll see.
And then Robert Raymond came in the next to last with 3 or 4 votes. So there's a pretty strong contingent out there that was kind of hoping for Robert Raymond, but not him. Brody Vandal, that would be an amazing crossover if Buster Crabbe was the Whispering Shadow, and this somehow segued into Flash Gordon, that this is an unofficial Flash Gordon installment. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd also be cool with Crash Corrigan maybe being the Whispering Shadow, and this somehow being some kind of prequel to Undersea Kingdom. Maybe before he joined the Naval Academy, he was a bad guy, and then he got reformed and joined the Naval Academy later.
This is just what's going on, at home while Flash/Crash are off doing their thing.
Right, exactly. We always wanted to know what was really going on back at Earth whenever these guys were bounding around these exotic, alternate, not universes, but whatever you want to consider Atlantis and Planet Mungo, or wherever Ming is from, or whatever planet he inhabits. But we'll see. I mean, we had some pretty good response to the poll, so we will find out tonight who is the Whispering Shadow. So you'll wanna stay tuned. You won't want to go far, because by the end of tonight we will know. And again, sound off in the chat as we go along. If you start kind of changing on who you think the Whispering Shadow is, you kind of develop some alternate theories. Let us know. Let's try to crack this case before it is revealed.
Yeah.
Anything before we get into it tonight, Evan?
Well, so our first episode is called The Trap.
Okay.
Which makes me wonder if this is going to be when they start to turn the tide a little bit. Maybe might not quite get them, but maybe they'll make an effort.
Yeah.
But it made me wonder, how do you catch a shadow in a shadow box?
Yep. Gonna have to have a shadow box.
They're gonna put them up on the wall.
Right. Well, yeah, and then you know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if anybody can do it, it's Jack Foster, obviously. If you wanted anybody to shadow box, that's your shadow boxer right there. Old Jack. He can do anything, as we've seen. All right. Well, on that note, Evan, if you have it queued up.
I do.
Then we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of The Whispering Shadow, Chapter 11, The Trap, right now. Dee 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 dee. The anticipation's already killing me. I just want to know the answer. We're just gonna go ahead and tell you now. Now, is that Stein back there? That picture?
I think so, yeah. Doing his,
it's gonna be Steinbeck, damn it. Oh.
Radio research.
The House of Mystery.
Going back to the warehouse. It's like the half-dozenth time we've gone back to the warehouse.
It's just always a triangle. Always a triangle of locations in these serials.
He's looking a little sinister there, Mr. Bradley.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to rule him out. Oh, wait, what? This is a development.
Okay.
That's some off-screen developments.
He caught some feelings. Hey, it's Valentine's Day.
Hey, it's in the air. Love is in the air.
Stop. If you pass through that window, you sign the death warrant of the Shadow's daughter.
Whatever. We don't care.
Jack's got a gun. So what was the cliffhanger last week? I don't even remember. Oh, wait.
They say, let's call us bluff, and
that was
there's
it.
a gunshot.
Yeah,
okay.
that was it.
Where'd that shot come from?
What?
Bradley's office.
Hey, is somebody shooting in here?
Oh, so let me just duck behind the door.
Without me?
Just gonna sneak out right here.
Stealth.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Superhero, dude.
I thought there was a girl in the room when I came in. I better get a doctor.
Wow. The way he just flew through that window so confidently.
Da, 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 da.
Uh-oh.
The
The paper is of no use without the key of the safe deposit box.
I don't know who got the key.
I'll find out. Our mission must succeed. Once we get that key, the Imperial jewels will be ours.
Gotta have those jewels.
Gotta have that gesticulating.
Oh, you know Lugosi. He'll gesticulate all over the place.
It is Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's right.
Hologram.
Uh-oh. Don't answer it.
A telegram at this time of night?
Sign it, please.
He's just gonna, yep, look through the little window.
That paper and key from Young, and I want him. Give me that key, or I'll...
Ooh, that is not Lugosi.
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen Bela Lugosi run.
I would be very shocked, but I'm pretty sure that was not him.
No, it didn't look like him.
Not that agile. Not that athletic. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nice. Got him. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
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 Ow.
Dead. Dead. Who is that, Jasper?
That was Jasper.
Finally, Jasper's dead.
One way or another, he was always fated for the electric chair.
Mm-hmm. They were gonna. He was gonna get fried up somehow. I'm sorry. I just cannot buy that Lugosi is this woman's father. This is really hard for me. Even though he is like in his 50s here.
There, daughter. There's nothing to worry about.
It's not fatherly enough for you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, what?
Uh-oh.
Suddenly Steinbeck.
Suddenly Steinbeck.
Accident. Hey, Professor Strang? Don't close the panel on my account, Professor Strang. What would the police say to a second mysterious death by electricity in your waxworks?
It was an accident. My father didn't.
Ah, my dear girl, I said it was an accident.
Come to the point, Steinbeck. What do you want?
Just what Slate wanted. The order to the trust company and the key you got from Bradley's office tonight.
I didn't get the key.
Ah, so Slate got it. That's why you killed him.
No,
Never mind that. You have the order. Give it to me.
Oh. Nice. That's what I'd love to do if I had an unwanted guest in my house. Just turn off all the lights, get through the trap door, and turn them back on. They're like, where the hell did he go? Finally, where's Robert Raymond been?
Like this. I didn't kill him. Why should I?
I say you killed him. But it seems there's something you want.
Why are you searching his pockets? Not answering, you know. Looks pretty bad for you, Steinbeck.
Strang and his daughter. They're around here somewhere.
Then we shouldn't have any trouble finding them. Now you go first.
Yeah, in that house of mystery, I wouldn't want to be the one walking first. Never when there's some trap door or...
Yeah?
Is Miss Strang there? I must speak to her.
What's the trouble, Foster?
I'm in love with her.
That's all I can think about.
I just realized, just this
Come over to the warehouse
second.
at once. Bradley has just been murdered.
I don't care about my brother anymore. Oh, snap.
The Whispering Shadow? I'll be right over.
Well, there goes one suspect off the list.
Yeah.
You don't seem much surprised at Bradley's death, Steinbeck. You're a fast worker. Get going!
Whoa. What's he gonna do? Raising his hand to Robert Raymond with a gun already in his chest.
Father, where are you going?
He's gonna use his electricity powers.
But Father, the police will be here to investigate Slade's death.
You come with me. No one knows we were here at all except Steinbeck, and he's under suspicion. Come. But a murder has been committed, Mr. Jerome. We ought to call the police.
Not yet. I'm the head of this company now that Mr. Bradley is
Ooh.
dead, and it's time to
I'm
call
the
police.
captain now.
I'll do it.
But the Whispering Shadow killed my brother and...
Hello, Foster. You
He said it again.
when you blabbed about the murder to Detective Raymond. Come in.
But the Whispering Shadow killed my brother, and I'm in love with Vera Strang, and...
I always suspected it was Steinbeck. Did you get a confession from him?
Never mind that now. Where's the... Oh.
Where's
he
the...
killed?
Oh.
The death ray. We found this on him.
Where were you when you let him have it? In Strang's radio room or in your own room?
I told Bradley repeatedly that he was the Whispering Shadow. You'll not get out of it so easily this time, Steinbeck.
Answer.
Hello? Foster speaking. Yes, he's here now. It's Sparks in the radio room. Calling for Steinbeck.
Oh, God.
Find out what he wants.
Give me the message, Sparks. Tell him that cold call of his keeps on sounding in his private room.
Uh-oh.
A code call, eh?
It was a code message we caught him receiving the night the shadow struck.
Come on, you're going to answer that call.
Wait for me here.
But Father, you'll be in danger. Let me go with you.
Do as I say.
And guess what? She's not. She's not gonna do as he says. Nice. Look at him, so suspicious. Beep, 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 beep.
Open it.
What's that message say? It's a classic Three Stooges bit right there. Thank you. Thank you.
Answer.
Take it down. Don't trust him. Sparks, come in here, quick.
He almost had it.
Hurry up.
And he's really pissed. He looked like he was about to commit murder. He was so upset.
Can you read that?
I got the letter, but it's cold. I don't understand it.
Take it down. You decoded the other message, Raymond. What does this one say?
Ignore the last part of the message here. Says,
Murder of Bradley, a mistake. Put power in hands of Jerome. Signed, the red circle.
That proves that Steinbeck killed Mr. Bradley.
I didn't kill him. You only heard half the message. I'll tell you the truth. I am an agent of the Revolutionary Party of...
I know that. What about this?
You understand? Jerome is the whispering shadow. He killed Bradley to get the jewels.
What good was that doing? The jewels in the bank vault. No one can trust him out Mr. Bradley's written order.
That's just it. The shadow forced Mr. Bradley to write such an order and give up the key to the safe deposit box.
The shadow.
Attention. The shadow commands. My enemies are in the radio room. Get them. It's your last chance. It's Steinbeck. Don't let him get away. Turn on the lights. He's gone.
They've really been using the whole lights on, lights off gimmick a lot this episode.
Yeah.
Sparks, what happened? Somebody threw that coat over my head and knocked me down. It was Steinbeck.
That's her move too. Hide behind the doors.
Just hide behind the door.
Everybody's got a signature move. I love it.
I'll break the law.
So Jerome became a lot more suspicious. Has become a lot more suspicious, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe replacing Bradley.
I think so, yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, he looks like he knows his way around that radio pretty well for a vice president.
Sure does.
What? Where do these bozos come from? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jack Attack. Everybody's busting out their signature moves in this episode.
You gotta love it. What, Vera, what do you do? Get in here and help your father. Oh, there you go. Yeah, bop him over the head. Yeah, there it is.
Clang.
Would have liked a more cartoonish sound there for the hit.
Not without the key. At last, my mission will soon be accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Did he get one of those George W. Bush banners and do the whole thing? What?
Where you are.
Not so fast.
What?
Shadow versus Shadow.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Did she just get shocked?
That's
Ooh.
what it looks like. Oh.
Come on, Jack.
He did it again.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You know what it needed? It needed some music, but other than that. Wow.
Pretty exciting.
Way to really get us right up there on the edge of our seat, man. Whoo. I gotta be honest. I'm definitely
Pretty geared up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue who it could be right now. I have no clue. I'm at a loss.
Yeah, it could really go any way.
Yeah, I want to know from you, Evan, what is your, who do you feel like it could be at this point?
I mean, they were all in the room when the shadow started talking, except for Strang, but I don't think it's Strang. Yeah, you would think they would have just heard whoever was, whispering in there.
Right. It would have been, yeah. I mean, I'm still not quite sure how he's, if it is one of those main people, how he was throwing his voice that well or anything like that. But
I don't know. He's skilled. He's a skilled criminal.
I mean, they would make you think that it has to be someone that isn't one of those characters. And if it's not one of those characters, who is it?
I don't know. I still think it's Steinbeck.
So you're still going Steinbeck, huh?
Yeah.
That's who you're sticking with at this stage, Steinbeck.
Sticking with Steinbeck.
Sticking with Steinbeck. Wow, you're all okay. Let me see you push your chips in. Let me see. There, he's all in. He's all in. I'm
all on Steinbeck.
I'm glad you're confident. I have absolutely no clue who to put my chips behind.
Well, I don't know if it's confidence, but I'm just picking one.
I mean, that's really all you can do at this stage.
Let it ride. See it through.
I like now after this most recent episode, I feel like Jerome is so obvious. I'm gonna go with Jerome. Because
Okay, so we got one for Jerome, one for Steinbeck.
I mean, they were both in that room when we were hearing the voice. So if it's one of those two, they have some ingenious way of throwing their voice. If it's not one of those two, then you got me. I don't know who it is. So we got a real mystery on our hands. And don't worry, because you're not going to have to wait till next week for this mystery to finally be solved. We're going to get into the final chapter in just a few minutes. We're going to do a little break, do our whole thing, and we're going to watch chapter 12. We're finally going to get an answer to this question, because that really did just get you right up to the edge, I mean, it's really kind of careening
we are at the climax.
We are. That's really it. Like, we stopped right at the climax, so we won't stretch it out too long. We're gonna get this little break here, which again is, last week's break we were talking about one of the writers for this serial, Barney Surecki, who went on to go produce a bunch of Lugosi's Poverty Row movies that he did with Monogram. So those are the trailers we're going to get for this break, are for 3 of the movies that he produced. So we're going to get a trailer for The Ape Man, which he produced and also wrote. A trailer for I think it's Ghosts on the Loose. I think it's Ghosts on the Loose. There's like Ghosts on the Loose and Spooks Run Wild. They're essentially the same movie. They've got Lugosi and this group of they're not middle-aged men, but they're like men who are in their 20s who are pretending to be like teenagers. It's just really... We'll watch them. They're public domain. We'll watch them eventually, but I've never seen them. They're not really my thing. And then the third trailer we're going to see is for Voodoo Man, which is, of course, our lost episode. And all 3 of those were associate produced by Barney Surecki, one of the co-writers for the serial tonight. And, of course, with our main man in all 3 of those being Bela Lugosi. And the trailer we saw in our pre-roll was from The Corpse Vanishes, which actually was last season's Bela Lugosi movie that we finished off with. So, if you wanted to, we're getting to the end of the season. We're of course going to finish off with the Lugosi movie. So a little refresher. If you forgot what our last Lugosi movie was, it was The Corpse Vanishes. So, or was it? We'll talk about that after the break. We're gonna get these 3 trailers,
okay,
and then when we come back, we're gonna get into the exciting conclusion, where we'll answer the mystery of who is the Whispering Shadow. in just a few minutes. So stick around. We'll be right back.
I feel myself going back to the animal instinct. I lock myself in there with him, feeling that I might do something terrible. Billy! Billy!
You stupid fool. How'd I know they were coming out here? I'll get rid of them, though.
What's the matter with you? That's just an echo.
It's an echo.
See that? What I tell you. There's nothing to be scared of.
That's what you think.
Well, boys, here we go again. Wait for
Hello, yes, listen. A young girl just left here, alone.
Don't be frightened. We won't hurt you.
Let me out.
I'm afraid that is quite impossible. I need you.
You need me?
Yes.
What for?
And we are back. So, the trailers for the Ape Man, Ghosts on the Loose, and Voodoo Man. And yeah, Ghosts on the Loose has Ava Gardner, who went from being in that like little Poverty Row movie to eventually becoming a big Hollywood star. And of course, from our neck of the woods, North Carolina. She's from what, like I don't want to be rude. How do I put this? Not the middle of you know where. What is it? Where's she from? Johnson I think it's Johnson County, which is like
Okay.
we went there to visit a little Wild West town, which will remain nameless,
yeah.
but that was the other
she's from there.
Yeah, that was the other attraction there besides the Wild West town, which is no longer there, the Ava Gardner Museum, because that's her hometown. So if you didn't, you know, if you want to go to the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, and go visit the Ava Gardner Museum, you can do it.
Go pay your respects.
Yeah, I mean, it's always I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but anytime you figure out or you learn that an actor or an actress or a filmmaker or an artist, whoever the case may be, someone famous is from your state or near where you live, that there's always kind of like oh, that's like cool, you know? Like, is that just me? Like, do you get that way too? Do you ever take any pride in a home state artist? Evan? Evan, did I lose you?
you're breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, great. Of course I am.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. It'll work itself out. It'll be fine. Classic Caligari curse.
We'll get it.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. Anyway, yeah. So
just working out these kinks.
Classic kinks. Classic Caligari curse. Damn you, Caligari. So we're I mean, I don't really have anything to say. I'm just really want to know who the Whispering Shadow is. That's all, kind of all that I can think about right now. So,
yeah. I guess we won't belabor it too much.
We won't. I think. Is there anything else that you have to say before we get into this, Evan?
So this final episode is called King of the World. Is there any chance that these SARS jewels end up at the bottom of the ocean?
Could be. I mean, again, like we talked about, there could be some kind of undersea kingdom connection. So maybe this is how we get the setup. Maybe this was the prequel, and it's gonna end kind of to set up Undersea Kingdom. Well, at the very end,
right? Yeah, the Titanic wasn't sunk by an iceberg. It was those robots from Atlantis.
Yeah. Well, and it's the way that they're going to set it up is the jewels are going to be confiscated by the government, and the agent that they send to go get the jewels is for some reason a young naval cadet named Crash Corrigan, and that's how we get into it. So we'll see. But before that, we got to figure out who the Whispering Shadow is. And Brody Vandal, that's a good question. I would imagine that there's a Bela Lugosi museum in Hungary. That's actually a really good question. I'm gonna have to go there. I'm gonna have to go there and find out. I think I visited Lugosi's grave whenever I was out in Los Angeles, which I don't know if I've ever mentioned on this show. I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't think you have. I don't know that you mentioned that.
See, I should have taken a picture. Then I would remember for sure. But I'm pretty sure it was actually one of the first things that I did whenever we went out, because it ended up, the cemetery ended up being close to our hotel. So it was like, oh, let's go see Lugosi's grave. I'm pretty sure me and my dad did that. I'm gonna have to ask my dad, see if he remembers. I'm pretty sure. So I'll have to go.
Did you open up the coffin to make sure he was actually in there?
I did kind of put my ear to the ground just to check and see if maybe I could hear a little bit of stirring. Every time that we do a Lugosi movie on this show, I know that he's turning in his grave. So I don't know, maybe we need to put ears and eyes on when we're live and see if maybe we detect some activity. But until then, I'm sure we'll see him be plenty active in this final installment. We'll see just what his role is in all this, besides red herring.
Yeah, what on earth he's been up to in that room of his.
We're about to get to the bottom of all of it. All right. Anything else, Evan?
All right
then.
I'm ready.
On that note, we are going to go ahead and get into the exciting conclusion of The Whispering Shadow with Chapter 12, King of the World, right now. Yeah, 12 chapters, over 12 weeks. Here we are. Finally gonna get an answer.
All come to this.
It's all down to this.
One of these folks.
Who could it be? It's got to be the vice president, dude. I'm all in.
Wait a second. If Bradley was dead, why was he on that
I don't know.
list? Is he even gonna be in it?
Well, I think they had what's her name. She hadn't been in it in a while. The whatever her name. You know what I'm talking about. Sinister for what?
Why? Just because he looks a little creepy?
Because he's foreign? What?
That's probably it.
Yep, has been murdered. So you know he ain't gonna be the Shadow. Why are we even talking about him? Oh, is that what Lugosi was doing earlier? He was entering by stealth? Doing the thriller on his way in?
Jacks up to his eyeballs.
Dang. All right. Bump him. Really missed opportunity with the no sound effect there, man.
Father, we must get away.
Yeah.
I mean, it needs music. The whole serial needs music. But this was a time where it still wasn't common to put music under, especially cheap movies and serials.
How's our chance? Not so fast. Give me that paper and the key.
She got electrocuted at the end of the last episode. I forgot.
Yeah.
Are they gonna retcon that?
My child.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm all right, Father.
All right, Jack. There's no getting out of this.
Come quick, Wayman! I've got the shadow!
What?
You got him! Never mind him! The shadow needs us!
Uh-oh. Oh no, he put a death disc in Jack's pocket.
Oh no.
Put him out on here! Line up there! Face the wall!
I'm sorry, did he not just pass the shadow on his way in?
Shadow's all
Yeah, what the heck?
Pick up that gun.
It is Robert.
Professor Strang, I want to apologize for suspecting you of being the Whispering Shadow.
Okay, boss. I thought you said you had the shadow.
He got away.
Which way did he go?
Oh, don't worry about that. He'll be back. He won't leave without making another attempt to get this.
What is that?
The key to the safe deposit box containing the jewels.
Oh.
Mr. Foster, you hold in your hand the fate of my country. You may not be the Whispering Shadow, Strang, but you've a lot to explain. That is just what I intend to do, Mr. Raymond. I'm the foreign minister of the Federated Baltic States. The crown jewels, the Whispering Shadows trying to get, were entrusted to me to bring to America as security for a loan.
What?
The escaped convict Slade stole them from me and hid them here in this warehouse.
Security for a loan?
Prove your identity.
That's what this is all about. He's trying to get a loan.
Yep, I've got my papers always right here in my jacket pocket, but they look very pristine.
Instead of allowing us to believe that you were the Whispering Shadow. Because the resulting publicity might have bankrupted my country.
I heard shooting, Chief, and grabbed this man trying to make his getaway.
Now maybe you'll believe that Steinbeck is the Whispering Shadow. I found these things in the receiving room just after he ran out.
What about this, Steinbeck?
I told you I was a special agent sent here by my country to stop the loan Strang was trying to make. I'm not the Shadow. I never saw that cape before.
How do we know these things don't belong to you, Mr. Gerald? You attacked me right here and tried to get the order for the jewels. Is that right, Jerome?
Yes, I did. I feel that I have a right to those jewels.
You have a right to the imperial jewels? What right?
By right of inheritance. I'll tell you who I really am, even though it puts my life in danger. I am the only survivor of the House of Baltinoff. The jewels were confiscated from us by the New Republic.
You mean
what a scam.
You are the exiled Prince Alexander?
Yes. I was in this country when the revolution occurred. Fearful for my life, I took an assumed name. I bought an interest in the storage company to help me locate the jewels, which I knew were hidden in the warehouse.
What?
Oh, there it is. I've never known you to lose your puzzle before, Sparks. No, and it won't happen again.
Mr. Jerome?
Stop it. Stop it. Don't tell me.
There's nothing to prove that one of you isn't the Whispering Shadow.
No way.
Hey,
Drop
what's
it.
the idea? Don't do that, Mr.
What?
Foster.
Say, Foster, what's come over you?
You hold him and I'll show you. I just found this in my pocket.
The Shadow's death disc.
How did it get there?
Never mind that now. Watch. Watch that disc.
What?
So that's where the death ray came from. Foster, how did you figure it was this machine?
Miss Strang really put me on the right trail.
I?
Yes. Although you didn't suspect the right man at the time, remember you told me you and your father?
No, oh, clip show.
There's nobody here.
Wait. Can I turn on the translucent ray?
What?
Mr. Jarvis.
You recognize him?
Yes. He's secretary to Mr. Bradley, president of the storage company.
I'll put an end to his spying.
Oh, Father, wait.
You were right. It is best not to let him know we suspect him. Follow him quickly.
I don't even remember this. What chapter does this come from?
It's probably a few months ago.
Probably.
At that time, Miss Strang and I thought that Mr. Jerome was the Whispering Shadow.
Oh, I forgot about the Scooby-Doo shit.
The game's up, Jerome. You're coming to the boss's office with me.
Back when the jewels were going around like a football. Oh shit.
I'm glad it's been a little while since they've pulled the, oh, we just actually got an empty box.
Right.
Because they were doing that kind of a lot, I felt like.
What's going on here? Well, what's happened to you, Foster? Why, the Whispering Shadow just tried to kill me. What? How? With this electric disc.
Did we need a refresher on how the discs work?
When? The night the Shadow killed one of his own men at police headquarters. How did this get here, Foster?
I found it in Mr. Jerome's office. What? Jerome's office? Yes, that's why I'm here. I tried to prevent Mr. Jerome from giving the jewels to the Whispering Shadow.
Foster is lying, the coloring shadow. I would have caught the shadow if he and the girl hadn't interfered.
Girl? What girl?
Strang's daughter. Strang is the Whispering Shadow, and Foster is working for him.
Is this true, Foster? Has Miss Strang been here with you?
Well, I can answer that. Foster and Miss Strang were both looking around Mr. Jerome's office, and I just saw her running away with a package under her arm.
So you're in on this too, eh?
Why do we need to see all this again,
What
man?
else did you see, Jarvis?
I saw Foster attack Mr. Jerome.
If you were close enough to see that, how do we know you didn't take the jewels?
And just before the explosion, I saw him throw that death disc at Mr. Jerome.
Get the lights,
That's enough, Foster. I arrest you as an agent of the Whispering Shadow.
I'll make you pay for this, Jarvis.
Come on, you're only making things worse for yourself.
Well, where are the jewels? I didn't get them. Don't try any tricks on me. I know you've got them. I tell you I didn't. The girl, she was... What makes you think you can double-cross me? Don't shoot, Steinbeck. I tell you...
Mr. Steinbeck? Mr. Steinbeck? You were wanted on the phone.
All right. I'll be there. You heard me.
Yes, sir. Say, Mr. Jarvis, maybe you can help me solve this puzzle.
Why, sure, Sparks. I'm a wizard at that. Here, let me show you.
This is the shipment they want to check.
I'll see you later, Jarvis.
You see, Mr. Jarvis, the idea is to get that first ring over that wire there. See that? Say, I thought... Oh, gee. When Miss Strang told me that, I felt sure it was Sparks that had planted the death disc in Mr. Jerome's office.
How could you kill at a distance with a broadcasting current? It's impossible.
It wasn't a broadcasting current.
What?
That's what did it.
Sparks puzzle.
Yes, a harmless-looking toy. But you just saw it transform a broadcast wave into a death ray.
What?
Sparks.
What?
The Whispering Shadow. You see, Sparks, we have you dead to rights. But how did you happen to conceive such a crazy scheme?
Crazy. I'm a great radio genius. I invented the most deadly machine ever known. The death ray. All I needed was wealth to make me the most powerful man in the world. That's why I wanted the jewels that were hidden in this warehouse.
But how were you able to project the shadow and the whispering voice?
Well, I suppose I might as well show you. Give me that cape and hat.
Let me show you how I did it.
You fools.
Hmm.
You'll never catch the Whispering
What the hell?
He's king of the world.
Wow, he really is.
Something's happened to the phone.
Stand back, all of you.
Jack, what are you going to do?
We can't let the shadow get away.
Oh my God, what? We can't let this shadow get away. Let me jump out of this skyscraper. Fucking Jack. Only Jack, dude. I'll land in my head. I'll be okay. Ooh. Got him.
What? Jack attack.
Him and Sparks going at it. Ah! Got him.
Jack, you might have been killed.
Would you have cared very much?
What? Oh my God. Wow.
Well.
Well, that was the exciting conclusion of The Whispering Shadow. What did we think, Evan?
Well, they got me. I did not see that twist coming.
I know at some point in the middle of the show, like in one of the, like 6, 7, I don't know what episode, we said in jest that, oh, it'll probably end up being Sparks. Ha 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 ha. And I know we said it at different times, like jokingly, because we said it before. Oh yeah, you take your comic relief and you just turn him into the bad guy.
You don't think it's going to be the comic relief.
No, and I honestly did not see Sparks coming at all. What do you think? How do you feel, Evan? What do you think? What are you feeling right now? What are you thinking?
I'm feeling a little conflicted, honestly. Like, on the one hand, I did not see the twist coming, and that makes it a good twist. But on the other hand, I don't know that did they really build it up enough? Like, there didn't feel like there was that many clues
that it was Sparks
at Sparks, other than you wouldn't think it would be him.
The only real
so I don't know.
It's like they gave you so many reasons to suspect everybody else and no reasons to suspect Sparks. And then just at the end kind of show you some extra footage where he kind of looks suspicious. And that's supposed to be like enough, right? Because it definitely
maybe not the best twist. I don't know.
I think you're right in that maybe they didn't quite build it up enough. They didn't quite reveal it in the right way. I do think I mean, obviously it makes complete sense. That was my fear when I know we joked about it being Sparks. It's like, okay, yeah, but how are they going to make that make sense? How are you going to make, how, And so the idea that, well, of course, he's always in the radio room. So he essentially has access to the equipment to do all this stuff. And then what really caught me by surprise that I liked, that I thought was an interesting touch, was that his puzzle is actually a part of the, like, killing device.
Yeah, I do appreciate that actually ended up playing some part in the very end.
I did not see that coming. Like, again, one of the possible endings that I floated with this serial was that, someone else was going to be revealed to be the Whispering Shadow, and then at the very end, Sparks was going to solve his puzzle. And that was how the whole thing was going to end. I was sure that that was going to be it, and that there was no way that it could be Sparks. But I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's logical, out of left field, but ultimately, I'd say not a bad twist.
Not terrible. So we and all 17 people that voted on the poll were all wrong.
We were all wrong. That was a joke on all of us.
We were all way off.
Way off. I expected someone to like put in a comment being like, "Oh, it's Sparks." Because I just thought like me, and I was gonna put Sparks in the poll, but when I thought I had more than 4 options, but when I realized I only had 4, it was like, all right, do I do Sparks or do I do Robert Raymond? And I was like, well, I think Robert Raymond could actually be a possibility. I don't think Sparks is a possibility, so Sparks would be more of a jokey answer, and I should have put Sparks because little did we know the whole time.
Do you think it was the same actor doing the Whispering Shadow voice and Sparks? Because if it is, I like that. He's usually doing that kind of exaggerated voice, and you never really hear him just talking.
I'm pretty sure it's because the actor is not the voice of the Shadow.
Okay.
Because the actor playing the Shadow, the actor playing Sparks, I didn't do a lot of research into him, but I'm pretty sure like he has an accent, right? It sounded, like pretty thick in certain spots.
Mm-hmm.
And so tying all that together is in that last scene where when he put on the coat and the hat and then he turned around, did you notice how the like lapel of the jacket like covered his mouth when he was speaking as the Shadow?
Oh no, I didn't notice that.
It was covering up his mouth so that you wouldn't see that they had somebody dubbing it in. So unfortunately it was not him doing that voice. It was they got a voice actor to actually voice the Shadow, the voice of the Shadow. I
had wondered, at some point, if like you're really paying attention, if the Whispering Shadow like was doing if it was the same actor doing the voice, maybe you could guess who it is from that way. But
apparently it was common. It was common in these cliffhanger serials and the mystery serials to like deliberately not do that, to throw the audience off, to make sure that you got a different actor to the voice of like your masked villain or your mystery villain, so that when they're revealed at the end, you would literally you wouldn't have known that it was that character. Yeah. So I mean, man, I'll have to sleep on this one, just to really know how I feel about it, to know how I feel about the reveal. I mean, it was surprising. It was a little bit, I don't know. I think if maybe we would have anticipated it a little more, maybe it'd be more satisfying, right? Like if I would have had Sparks in the poll, that probably would have been like some vindication for whoever voted for Sparks, But just because we totally ruled him out, it's just kind of like,
it's always the ones you least
suspect. And in this case, it really was, because I mean, I can tell you, I certainly ruled Sparks out by the episode 1, I never seriously considered him as a suspect ever. So, you know, I think there's a little bit that of us that's bummed out just because we were not close.
Yeah.
But
all my detective work was for nothing.
For nothing, yeah, Evan. You can just go throw that board in the trash. You can just go set it on fire if you want.
Really drop the ball here.
Yeah, we really are. We obviously would not make good detectives because I mean, we should have known. And you know, I mean, it just seems like you know, like a good, like, there's some strategy in making the comic relief the mystery villain, but if you don't set it up the right way, it can be a little dissatisfying, I think. What I did appreciate about the last chapter, though, is the way that they're bringing everybody in to kind of explain their motivations, why they've been behaving the way they've been behaving. Like,
yeah, I've been waiting for that.
I mean, it's essentially the "who are you working for" like scene. Everybody just like comes out of the woodwork like, well, I was working for this interest, and I, you know, wanted the jewels for this party, and you know, it's as they were going through all that, I was just like, oh no, like, I don't think it's any of these guys, and if it's none of these guys, then who is it?
Right, yeah. As soon as the alibis start coming out, and you know you've got 4 minutes left in the show, then
yeah, it's gonna be a pretty quick wrap up, and it definitely was.
It's got to be somebody else.
So Sparks's motivation was that he was like an evil genius, and he was just trying to get the jewels to get money to be able to rule the world?
Seems like it. Pretty straightforward.
I mean, usually these serials that are like this, it's some kind of evil genius mastermind, criminal mastermind with dreams of world domination. So I guess that was Sparks' MO. A little would you know, we just thought he was playing around with this puzzle the whole time. He was fucking killing people, setting out his plan for world domination. Who knew?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm kind of rocked. I kind of like, you know how like when you get some news, some like earth-shattering news, and you just don't even know how to respond to it.
It's
like
gotta sink in.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now with that revelation.
Sparks was a murderer the whole time.
The whole time. And what you know, the biggest idiot of all was really in charge of all these other idiots. You know? That's, you know, of course the one leading the henchmen is the guy who's like playing dumb to everybody else.
King henchman. Should
have seen it coming from a mile away. But again, wouldn't make a great detective. I know that now. So that's what this mystery cliffhanger serial taught us in season 8. Yep. So that was season 8. That was The Whispering Shadow. That was another Bela Lugosi serial. There may be more in the future because there are more Bela Lugosi serials that are public domain. So that's you know, maybe not the end of Lugosi serials. It's certainly not the end of serials. We'll get another one, not next minisode season, but you know, we alternate serials and TV shows. So I don't know what TV show we're going to be watching for season 8 next. So you're going to want to stay on top of our socials and everything else to see what we end up watching.
Keep those eyes peeled.
Keep them peeled, because, I mean, you know, there are still some anthology shows that we haven't watched, but they kind of start to skew more sci-fi, you know, more paranormal, less horror. There's still plenty of One Step Beyond that we haven't watched. So if we were really hurting, if we really wanted to go back to John Newland, there's still more John Newland there for us. Although we definitely watched the best episode of that show with the magic mushroom, the sacred mushroom. Sorry, that's the title of that episode. Sacred indeed. So I don't know. I don't know what TV show we'll end up watching, but it'll scratch whatever horror, sci-fi, mystery itch that we can scratch on Wednesdays next season. So stay tuned for that. And of course, we'll be wrapping up this Friday. We'll be wrapping up season 8. And of course, ending the season as we always do on a Bela Lugosi movie. And, like I said, we hadn't seen a Lugosi movie since the last season finale, which was The Corpse Vanishes. But maybe some people would disagree with that, depending on if you consider Plan 9 from Outer Space a Bela Lugosi movie.
Okay.
Which we watched at the beginning of the season. So we
that's do you consider that a Bela Lugosi
I'm
movie?
pretty sure when we watched it, I think I said that I don't consider it a Bela Lugosi movie, and I believe that I'd stand by that statement.
I think that's fair. He is in it.
He's in it, but it's not really a Bela Lugosi movie,
Yeah, I think even if you claim Plan 9 as a Bela Lugosi movie, there's a big asterisk that has to
That's
go
what I'm
with
saying. There's kind of there could be kind of a debate around that. Yeah, Birdie Vandal, it's Bela-esque. That's one way to put it. I think that's a good way to put it. You're not quite getting full Bela, but it's, some stock footage Bela and then a guy running around with half a cape over his face. I mean, that's certainly the esque for sure, without a doubt. But we started this season with maybe some Lugosi. We'll definitely be ending the season with Lugosi, and we'll be watching Phantom Ship this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll be the season 8 finale. And again, it's a 1935 film from Hammer Films, which is the big horror production company out of England. But this was before they were making horror movies. This was in their early days, and they just happened to get Lugosi on board for a movie, which is, again, this is more kind of thriller, mystery, as opposed to horror. Even though it's called Phantom Ship, don't expect any ghosts or any supernatural occurrences. Don't get your hopes up. But it still should be a pretty good movie. Lugosi playing a crazed seaman. So ought to be something. Ought to be I'm sure he will do his thing. He'll tear it up. So of course, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern for that. And of course, as always, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail to pair with the evening's film in a little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
What are we going to be drinking on Friday, Evan?
Well, this Friday we're going to be enjoying a nice cocktail called the Velvet Hammer to go with our Hammer film.
Nice.
I think if anybody could pull off, or maybe did pull off Velvet, Lugosi could have.
He definitely could have.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt.
And I know on the show and off the show, both myself and Garrett enjoy a nice White Russian from time to time.
That we do.
We do, and this is kind of an offshoot of that. If you'd like to make the Velvet Hammer at home, you'll need equal parts Kahlua, half and half, and Cointreau. Or you can use triple sec. I thought since it's the season finale, we'll break out the nice stuff.
Nice, hell
so
yeah!
This is gonna be kind of it's gonna be like an orange coffee. Some people, I think, or there's some recipes or variations on this recipe that also add creme de cacao, so kind of a chocolate and orange. But we might just keep it simple, or I don't know. Maybe we'll
play around with it. Yeah.
But that I don't think I've ever actually had. I've never bought Cointreau. I know I'm pretty sure I've had it before, but if you want, we could even do a little taste test.
Yeah.
See if we can tell the difference.
I'm 100% about it. You know me. I mean, again, anything that's kind of gonna get me out of my comfort zone when it comes to drinks. Anytime that we're trying new things, I'm all about it. And anytime that you can take like a classic that I like a White Russian, and you can kind of put a little bit of a twist on it, that's always a nice bonus, you know. Nice to get something new but different. So that's a recipe for success right there. So.
Oh yeah, we'll be playing with our hammers all night long on Friday.
Oh yeah, big time.
Join us then.
Join us on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern for that. Of course, if you want to find that recipe, you can find that over on our Instagram page. It's actually, I haven't put the post up yet, but it will be up. It will be up tonight. I've already made it. I just didn't get a chance to put it on before we went live. So if you want to see that recipe, you can find that on our Instagram page at Screamstream Show. We're also on X and TikTok at Screamstream Show. And if you want to catch up on any of our past episodes, any of the season 8 episodes, before we conclude on Friday, you can find those over on our YouTube page at Screamstream Live. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Brody Vandal in the chat, thanks for being here and providing us with some entertainment as well. It's, again, the beauty of the chat. Keep us entertained. Keep us, keep us having fun. So appreciate you tuning in. Evan, thank you as always for being here. And of course, if you want to follow Evan, did I already say our socials, Evan? I don't think I did. Did I?
Yeah, I don't think so.
If you want to follow us on the socials, find me over on X at Spakenstein, and Mr. Evan Sink is on X and Instagram at Caligari Cursed. Anything before we sign off tonight, Evan?
I think if we've learned anything this season, it's that if you ever get taken to court, all you gotta say is, "Your Honor, I'd like to plead stupidity."
Works every time. Until Friday. Sweet screams, everybody.
And to all, a good fright.